So now you need to try one on your own. You need to find the missing piece of the proportion. Remember, proportions are formed by two ratios, two fractions here. So you need to find that missing x by cross multiplying and then dividing. So if you need some help, you need to look at the previous page to see what our first step is. So try the first step on your own, and then we'll play the video and you can check your steps with mine. So first we need to cross multiply. So we've got 9 times 143. And we need to set it equal to the cross product of 11 times x. And 9 times 143 is 1287. And 11 times x is 11x. So the second step after we cross multiplied, we need to divide so that we can get x all by itself. So we need to divide both sides by 11. So that we can get x all by itself. So we're just left with x, and we need to figure out what 1287 divided by 11 is. And you can go ahead and use your calculators for that, and you should get 117 is equal to x. And that's the final answer. So if there are any questions, we need to pause the video and rewind it to the steps that we still need help with. So why are we doing this? Why are we solving for x? Why are we using proportions and ratios? Well, the reason is that it's a great strategy for word problems or real life application problems. So real life applications. So use proportions and ratios every day in life. In order to do that, we're going to have to identify our information that's being compared. And you're going to have to match the labels. So whether it's dollars or apples or cents, you're going to have to match them horizontally or vertically. So you can choose which one. Vertically, remember, means up and down. That's why I have this line there. And then we've got this horizontal line. Horizontal means side to side. So let's pause the video to make sure we have this information written down. And make sure you put a little box around never diagonally. That's very important. Never match the labels diagonally, only horizontally or vertically. So the first real life example deals with a Kroger's weekly ad. So I looked up the ad this week, and at Kroger's you can get a 48-ounce ice cream for $2.79 if you've got a Kroger's card. So we're going to use the idea of proportions to find out how much it would cost if you bought 63 ounces of ice cream. So I'm going to model this first one, and then on the next page you're going to try it on your own. So when we do word problems, we need to pick out the important information, or else it might get really confusing. So as we set up our proportion, I'm going to start reading my directions left to right. Read the question. So it says, if it costs you $2.47 to buy 48 ounces. So let's circle that. $2.47 to buy 48 ounces. So I'm going to set up my ratio or my fraction. And don't forget to label your units or it's going to get really confusing. So we've got $2.47 and we're comparing it to 48 ounces. So let's keep reading. Now the question says, how much? So that's what we don't know. This is what's going to be our x value. And how much would it cost? So cost means dollars. So we don't know how much, but we do know we're going to need to buy 63 ounces. So remember, a proportion is two ratios set equal to each other. So that's why I needed to set these two ratios and put an equal sign between them. Notice I matched my labels up horizontally. So I matched my units horizontally, which means from side to side. So I've got dollars on top. I've got dollars on top right here. And I also have dollars on top right next to it. Then on the denominator or the bottom, I've got ounces. And directly next to it, I also have ounces. So now I need to cross multiply so that I can find that cost, so I can find x. So I have $2.47 and I'm multiplying it by 63. And remember, cross multiply, so we have that equal sign. And now I've got 48 ounces times x. So $2.47 times 63 is 155.61 using my calculator. And 48 times x is 48x. We're just putting them together, putting that 48 and x together. So we cross multiplied, but now we still need to solve for x.